Pieces it down. Being watched by Pekka. Pekka went in and put a hit on Marchment, and the fans react every time Bryan Marchment is hit. Then Sutton takes a poke at Pekka, and Tyler Wright and Pekka have an exchange, and now they may do more than just say something.
Sutton was getting the only penalty, retaliating after the Pekka hit on Bryan Marchment. And I think that's going to be the only penalty called by Terry Gregson.
That comes with 15:45 remaining in the third.
Yes. Yes. Well, these guys, Marchment will be gone, so maybe not. Oh, here we go again.
Well, it looked like everything had settled down. The penalties were going to be served, and then Dana Murzyn and Bryan Marchment went at it, and they have now shed their sweaters and their elbow pads, and after a bit of wrestling that started down in the corner and carried back into the Edmonton zone, they're ready to go at it.
George Foreman's fighting tonight, but I don't think the combined weight of the, well, maybe 256.
Ooh. And this is a good one. Marchment lands a couple of right hands.
They better get in and help Dana Murzyn out on this one.
And one of the problems is that we have only one linesman because of the injury to Mike Civic. So referee Gregson has to come in and help out.
We talked about this before. Bryan Marchment, not only as a hitter, he's a pretty good fighter. And he showed it there. Dana Murzyn, he's a game guy. He's not known as a fighter, but he went with Bryan Marchment.
Marchment never loses his sense of humor, though. I said to him the other day, how do you feel about being one of the more despised players in the league? He said, I thought that honor belonged to Ulf Samuelsson.
You look around the league, and there would be Ulf Samuelsson and Esa Tikkanen, and Bryan Marchment would be right up there.
Well, this appeared to be all settled down. Players were jawing away at each other, but it looked as though nothing serious was going to develop. And it all started with the hit that Mike Pekka delivered on Bryan Marchment down in the corner. Dana Murzyn came down to say something to Bryan Marchment, and they went at it.
And while we were gone, they pushing and shoving. As you mentioned, Don, Ken Sutton went to the penalty box, a little shove from behind Marchment on Lume, and then Murzyn came right in. And this is all the April 13th fallout, 5-1 game. And Murzyn and Marchment started. They got the sweaters off, they got the shoulder pads off, elbow pads off, and away they went. George Foreman did win his fight tonight. It's hard to believe that George went the distance, and he won his bout against, let me see, it was the guy's last name was Schultz. And I was reading some paper, and it was saying that Boris Becker was a harder hitter than this guy that was fighting George Foreman tonight. And this all started, Pekka's hit on Marchment, and then Ken Sutton retaliated. He was getting the original penalty, and then the Lume thing, and Pekka now is going to the penalty box, and I didn't think he was